the New Testament.
Hey, look, that's got faith.
This book is incredibly precious. I believe this is the book my mother referred to when calling upon the Lord.
Do I need to... I don't really want to read.
I guess I'll just come back later.
Neat, a book.
Several portraits of apostles, all signed by Guido Reni. Looks like someone touched this commode recently. There are fingerprints on the sheets and in the dust.
Do I just have to, like, pick the right one? Find a safe way to communicate. Trust in my faith in the man with the sword. It's got to be in the Bible, I guess. I think it might be Paul, because Paul had something to do with the sword of Damocles, I think. Jesus Christ! The Corinthians? What on earth?
For you are bought with a price. Therefore, glorify God in your body and in your spirit, which are God's.
Okay. I mean, Book of Revelation has sword stuff.
Saying with a loud voice, worthy is the Lamb that was slain to receive power and riches and wisdom and strength and honor and glory and blessing.
Right. Not sure what I'm going to get here.
A drawing of the Apostle Matthew, painted by Guido Reni. He's represented as writing the word of the Lord, transmitted by the Holy Spirit, who appears here in the guise of an angel.
Great. This is a weird puzzle.
It's St. John, painted by Guido Reni.
Okay, well, since there's like this little hint, maybe I have to read some of the John stuff over here.
And the woman was given 2 wings of a great eagle.
Okay, Revelations is
She
useless.
might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she is nourished for a time, and times, and a half a time, from the face of the serpent. Hey, a new note.
Oh,
It's been folded carefully.
amazing.
On this page.
Why did that
Writing
randomly
it,
work?
It's not my mother's. S. I found the book in your effects. I've concealed it where no one can get their hands on it. I can assure you, awaiting your instructions, I will hear your reply like he who hears the angel. Hears the angel? What does that mean? Oh, it's probably the place where she was expecting to get the location of the next note.
Is it in the painting then? Because he's hearing the angel.
A drawing of the Apostle Matthew, painted by Guido Reni.
Oh, so that means it's in the Matthew stuff. I got it.
And sat, and the whole multitude stood on the shore.
What? I thought it was Matthew. Am I crazy?
A drawing of the Apostle Matthew.
It was supposed to be
painted by
Matthew.
Guido Reni. He's represented as
I wish you
writing
could
the word
skip
of the
these.
Lord,
Jeez.
transmitted by the Holy Spirit.
Oh my god, there's like a lot of these reading things and I can't be arsed to like read through all of them. So I've got a walkthrough for this. Revelation to John chapter 12 verse 14. No, I've done that one. Okay, well I'll just read all of these. So it's Epistles of Paul, Epistle to the Corinthians 1, 6, 7.
Now, therefore, there is utterly a fault among you, because ye go to law with one another. Why do ye not rather suffer injustice? Why do ye not rather suffer yourselves to be defrauded? Ah, look, here's a message.
Great.
It is of paramount
Would have been just
importance
completely
that we
random
find him.
guessing.
Watch out for the Prussian. He's on the trail. Let's meet up. I'll leave it to you to organize the rendezvous. Not today. I'm unable to do it. In the meantime, I'll follow the first group to Mark, who will reveal the answer to them.
Yeah, I'm not going to bother looking at the painting for it. Epistles of Paul 2, Hebrews 6, 8.
But that which beareth thorns and briars is rejected, and is nigh unto cursing, whose end is to be burned. Here's a message. There are some complications. Indeed, the Prussian is insistent. What's happening at your end? Do you need help? If tonight is not possible, let's see tomorrow evening, in the South Room, where we reviewed the situation. When Paul understood that only the axe counted, he went back on his tracks. I await your confirmation to his left, in the company of the pilgrims that have joined him. Yeah, this last comment is about their code. I should find new pilgrims near Paul.
It's sort of clever, but it's very obscure. So this is... And, like, it does take a lot of trial and error. So, like, I could maybe have figured out that that the acts meant the apostles. But then, like, there's all of these, so that's the apostle, and then you still just have to guess the right one here. So, kind of interesting, but sort of flawed, like the game itself.
And he became very hungry, and would have eaten, but while they were made ready, he fell into a trance. Hey, there's a note here. A message from Mother in reply to E. We must leave urgently, but first I absolutely must go beyond the nightmare. Watch out for Volner. He figured out I was avoiding him. Allay suspicion. See you tomorrow evening. Stand ready. For now, let's cease all communication until we meet. Take care of yourself. I suppose this must be the last message. What happened afterward? If it's what I suspect, I fear the worst. What did Mother mean by, I absolutely must go beyond the nightmare? I must go beyond the nightmare. What does she mean by that?
Sure, why not?
Clearly she must be trying to do something useful, but what? Nightmare. Does that remind me of anything?
Wow, I'm so glad I have a guide up for this, because this says is literal and an object, and I would probably not have guessed either of those.
It probably has to do with an object or something. Granting that this is the case, where might it be found?
Oh no. I cannot do that. Can I? Can I do that? Wow, sweet.
It was a study. I'm practically sure of it.
That was a good use of that little
Yes.
consumable.
It's the painting that was behind Mortimer's study. Well, let's see if Mortimer has anything to hide behind his painting.
Wow, that was all very lucky.
Mortimer's getting his guests together. I ought to join them so I don't look suspicious.
Boy, the chapter 2's kind of jumped up in difficulty, geez. Let's go to the other guests. Could have found the conversation between my mother and her partner. Didn't I? Didn't I, wasn't I reading those notes? Maybe he was talking about the bit in the fireplace? Oh, a little level there. Got 4 points. Do I want to just stick them into here, or do I want to try and level something else up? I should probably try and get some more of these, like, low-level ones. Here, I've got 4 points. I can do, like, politics and diversion. Or erudition. Let's do that and that. Just so I've got almost everything level 1. Jack of all trades, great. I've got stuff to read. I can read Leviathan and Sophistria. Sick. Go.
It's time I went back and joined everyone in the small salon.
Oh god, I have to get there. You there, sir.
You are expected in the small salon, sir.
Oh, those are upstairs. I need downstairs. Have I run the wrong way? Probably. Stairs! By Harambe, he's only gone and done it.
Emily, I must speak to you.
What's the matter, Louis?
I have news about your sister.
What have you found out?
Look, I've started piecing together the events leading up to my mother's disappearance and your sister's. Did my mother know about your secret?
Yes, even though I belong to the English chapter, her rank in the Order gives her access to a good deal of personal information.
It must have been Emma I saw in my vision. I was given to understand that my mother and your sister bonded during their stay.
I guess it only costs one, might as well. I'm full.
If Mother's really killed her sister, I'd better find her by myself. They say they spent a lot of time together. They got along well.
Oh, really?
She definitely didn't kill your sister, lol.
Duchess Hillsborough.
Of course she did. After all, she's your sister. Well, we'll find them, Emily. Trust me. Should I speak to her about my vision? If what I saw is true, she might want to take revenge.
Yeah, fuck it.
Emily, there's something else.
Go on then.
It's about your sister. I don't know what happened exactly, but it's possible that my mother had a go at her.
I know, Louis. I found out that same evening. Well, thanks for not trying to hide it.
She's gonna be grateful that I didn't hide it.
Why didn't you tell me?
I didn't know if I could trust you. Now I know I can. It seems that your mother tricked Emma. She apparently asked her to hide an important book, so that even she wouldn't know where it was. And then she shot her like a dog to make sure no one would ever find it again.
Why would she do that?
I don't know, Louis, but I'll find out. You can count on that.
I'm sincerely sorry, Emily.
Thank you, Louis. But you do realize your mother will have to accept the consequences of her acts.
There must be an explanation, Emily.
That's what we shall see. Come, Louis. They're waiting for us.
You will pay dearly, Peru. I'm sure you were involved somewhere along the line.
That's right. Pretend you don't know. One piece of advice. Don't travel through France on your way back, or it'll cost you dearly.
Calm now, my friends. Let's calm down. Everyone seems to be a little unnecessarily heated. Don't forget where you are, please.
What's going on here exactly?
Sir Gregory called us together to introduce the last guest.
But hardly had we arrived when he set upon Monsieur Peru.
Who is it?
And who is this charming character?
Manuel Godoy, the Duke of La Alcudia.
He's the head of the Spanish government, Monsieur de Richet. He's the one who, in practice, controls Spain.
How could you dare do such a thing? Dios mío, you are all out of your
Dios
mind.
mío.
Really, Duke Manuel? What made you kick up such a fuss?
What? Have you not heard? Well, let me inform you.
It's a very
that
convincing
yesterday
accent.
morning At 10:22 a.m. precisely, in the middle of the Place de la Révolution in Paris, by decree of the National Convention,
literally about
which
as good as I could
Monsieur
do.
Peru works for, King Louis was guillotined. What? The
No.
King of France is dead, gentlemen. Our monarchies are in danger. I have said it before. How dare they?
Oh dear.
As if...
Friends, let us calm down.
Don't pretend to be surprised. He got a fair trial.
Ridiculous! Bastard! He was sentenced to
Bastard.
death by 361 votes to 360. You beheaded a king for one vote! Is that your democracy?
What an obnoxious act. Until this, anything was possible. This political coup will have grave consequences.
France is lost.
Gentlemen, please. Let us take a step back a moment.
In the name of holiness. He was the highest representative of God in France, Emily.
Hey, look, this is free.
Gentlemen, Duchess, we're all among people of reputable company here. We should be able to manage the conflicts of our nations in a respectful and orderly manner.
I fully agree with you, sir.
But
That's enough, sir.
with whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
Louis Maras de Richet.
Are you related to Sarah de Richet?
Sarah is his mother, Duke. Gentlemen, this news affects us all, but I must ask you to remain calm. It's not the first time history has taken us by surprise. Let's ensure that our respective countries are allowed to respond appropriately to this news.
Oh, rest assured, the response will not fall short, my friend.
Good for you. Well, Your Grace, here I was preparing to introduce you as is proper, and you've beaten me to it. I'm delighted that we are all together at last. Our meeting will therefore be able to kick off shortly. I have just a few more little preparations to take care of before you all find out the reason for your presence here. In the meantime, I shall leave you to get to know one another. When you hear the bell, please proceed to the conclave room on my left, behind that door. I'll see you later.
Great, can't wait.
Could you spare a moment, please, sir?
I'm glad you asked. I want to talk to you too. Of course.
Only
I heard
chance.
about your mother's disappearance.
He looks concerned. I don't know why, but I doubt it's from sympathy alone. Let's see what he wants from me.
This is gonna be a bit
Any
tricky.
news of her? Have you found her, maybe?
Okay, do I know anything about this fella? Which one is he? Wolner. To be discovered. So let's do that. Aha. Oh. I don't have diversion.
To hear you speak, it sounds like you and my mother were close.
Let's say I hold
The
your
timer
mother
goes
in
down while they're
high
talking.
esteem.
God damn it.
Yes. We were even planning to work together.
That's what he was getting at.
Did she tell you about our arrangement?
Neither of these work, but this is free.
The cat's out of the bag now. More or less, but please do refresh my memory.
Yes, of course. Nothing of great importance in itself. During one of our discussions, she spoke of an old book which might have been of interest to me, and she had agreed to let me have it.
A book about what?
Ancient occultism. As you are aware, I am a doctor of theology. You might have come across some old books in her belongings, perhaps?
Also free.
The least one can say is that he doesn't beat around the bush.
That's how I choose
Sarah
what to
never
pick.
travels without a few books. What does the one you're looking for look like exactly?
It resembles a grimoire. It's divided into 7 parts, each one individually locked. It was made in such a way that if someone tried to tamper with it, the sheets would be permanently tarnished. It's a unique
I think I poured ash all over it, maybe.
only one.
The mere mention of it makes his face light up. Well, I'll take a closer look, but I
Oh my
can't
god, hurry up,
promise you
15
anything.
seconds.
You seem very upset.
Please,
Is it so important to you, this book?
please.
Well, it's
You
the
fuckers.
search of a lifetime. What can I say? Every time I move closer to it, it seems to slip away at the last minute. I was very surprised to learn that your mother had it in her possession. I thought it was with a certain von Borchet in Paris. Do you know him?
Free.
I've never heard of him. I'm sorry. I haven't been much help to you.
Well, too bad.
Hooray.
I hope I've been able to satisfy your curiosity.
Somehow got through
Mr.
that.
von Volner, and that you succeed in finding what you're looking for.
Oh, and so do I.
And now, what if you told me who you really are working for, instead of keeping up this pretense?
I beg your pardon?
We both know what you're looking for, von Volner. You're the one who von Burchert was planning to sell it to.
For centuries, all those who have come into contact with the Al-Azif have bitterly regretted it, Monsieur de Richet. You are playing a dangerous game. Please know that I am working for someone who does not appreciate anyone poking around in his business.
Let me guess.
The King of Prussia.
Your dear king, I should think.
What? You mean Frederick William? Oh, my poor fellow. You are miles away.
I was wrong.
Stupid, pretentious puppet. wields no real power. But seeing as you do not wish to be serious,
Oh no.
so be it. Good luck to you.
Thanks. So it was Home or Mortimer, one of them.
Go and check out the painting in Lord Mortimer's study.
You bet. This guy's struggling to play chess by himself.